Welcome to Study Guide Forum. Today, we are going to be solving a problem that has to do with resolution of vectors. Now, in resolution of vectors, what are we really, what do we really mean by that? Resolution of vectors is a method we use in finding the two vectors which will have the same effect as a resultant vector. Now, what is the resultant vector? Resultant vector is that single vector that will have the same effect in size and direction of the two vectors acting together. That means the two vectors, when they are acting together, just like we have in a diagram here, this is what we call resultant vector because it has the same effect like the two vectors acting here. And in these other ones are known to be the components. The component of a vector, what is component of a vector the component of a vector is a in a given direction is its effects in value in that direction. That is to say, the effect of this very resultant vector to this direction is the component of the direction of the vector to the vertical side, and this other one is the component of the vector to the what horizontal. You can call it this is Vx and Vy. So in this today we'll be looking at how to solve some of the problems that has to do with this. In the resolution of vector, it's always important to resolve them in a perpendicular direction, that is vertical and horizontal. You understand? That's how we do this. So we are going to be looking at some questions that will help us understand how to solve this problem whenever we see it. And I want to encourage you to um, relax and then follow as we get along with the questions and then solution to some of the problems. So what we have here now say that a rocket is fired with a velocity of 2000 kilometer per hour in a direction 30 degree northeast, and then the question says find its effective velocity in the easterly and northerly direction. The second one says resolve a vector of 20 Newton inclined at inclined at 60 degree to the horizontal into horizontal and vertical components. So we are going to be looking at this, and before we go ahead, and if you are just joining us for the first time, we want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel and then uh, try and share. If you have any question, you can leave your comment there. Let us know how you are following with us. And then in this now let's go back to what we have. In this question, we'll be looking at how we're going to be resolving these vectors. That is resolving, like I already told you, that in resolution of vectors we resolve them to their various vectors that form the resultant. Do you understand? That is the various component of the resultant vector. We have this one is you can call this a resultant vector, and this other one is also 200 Newton. Here is also a resultant vector. So we are going to resolving it to each what horizontal and vertical component because because resultant vectors, when we're resolving a vector, we always have to resolve them in what horizontal and vertical components. Let's look at what we have here. We have the question. He said that 2000 kilometers per hour. We are going to north and north 30 degree east. That is to say, if we have our cardinal point right like this, then we're talking about this place is the north and here is the east. That means the movement is from here. We have 30 degree here, and whatever we're looking for is this resolution northerly and what easternly. So our force in question, the velocity in question is this. That is what we have as our velocity. So this velocity now we are going to be resolving to we talk about the easterly direction, which is this end, and we then talk about the northerly direction. Now there are so many ways we can solve it, but I want to start with this. Perhaps I may also solve it based on what I have. This angle that is here can also be used, but now I want to work with this angle here. So since the angle from north to east, we have a 30 degree. To get the angle that we have here that is horizontal to the easterly, what we do here is 30. We have 90 minus 30. That will give us 60 degree. So 60 degree will be here. 60 degree will be here. So if 60 degree is here, what we have now is that we are going to resolving them. The horizontal component of this force, that is talking about the easterly direction, will then be what we have the easterly is to resolve what we have here. So what we have will be the force, which is the velocity. Sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about for this time. Um, okay, yeah, because of this. Cos 60 degree or 60 degree, that will give us the components easterly, the direction, that is easterly direction of the force. So what we have of the velocity again. So let's see what we have by using our calculator here. And we have a cos 60. Cos 60 will give us multiply by 2000. That will give us we have equal to 1000 kilometer per hour. Cos 60, okay, because what with the cos 60 is what half 1.5. That will give us 1000. That will give us the same thing here. So the next one we are going to do, now is to calculate the northerly direction. The northerly aspect of it. What we'll do here is, what we're going to do is to resolve it towards the vertical end heading to the north. When we resolve towards the northern, that is northerly we have northerly direction. We have 2 sine 60. 2 sine 60. Okay. Sine 60. Sine 60 will be. Sine 60 will give us 0.8660 times 2000. That will give us times 2000. That will give us 1732. So let's just stop it there. Kilometer per hour. That's for this first one. That's for the first one we are doing. You can see what happened here. So by resolving them, when you resolve this, what we have will be 20. I want to go through it again. You have 2000 kilometer per hour cos what? 60 for the horizontal, while the other one you change it to sine. So let's try the other one. The next one we have there. What we're going to do here is, so what I really want to do before we do that, I want to solve this very question in another method. We use this, we subtract that 30 to get our 60 in this case, and that was what we used. We can also use this directly to get the same thing. How are we going to do that? Now, when we are resolving this now, in this case, here will be cos. Going up there, this one will be cos. We have a 3000 cos what? 30 degree. While this one, the down one will then be 2000 sine 30 degree. So when we do it this way, we are likely to get the same answer. Now, you can finish it up while we'll go over to the other one. You can finish it up and leave your answer there. If it's the same thing, leave it as a comment so that I will always cheer you up knowing where you're coming, you're watching us from. So in this case, now let's continue so that we will be able to finish up this in a better time. We have the next question here. Say that resolve a force of 200 Newton inclined at 60 degree to the horizontal into horizontal and vertical component. Now what we have here, we can quickly go through that. What we have our force. This is the vertical, this is the horizontal. The force here we have our 22,000 Newton. We don't have this. We call this one our F H, that's horizontal, and F what? V, that's for the vertical. So what we're doing here is say that incline to the horizontal 60 degree. Always remember to put this thing down. Um, what do we have? To resolve it again, the horizontal component of this force FH will be 200 cos cos 60 degree. 200 cos 60 degree. What we have here will be, let's still go through it. Cos 60 degree, cos 60 degree is half. Cos 60 degree is half. We have 200 times 1.5, that is half. That will give us 100 Newton. That's for this. Now the second one we have here, is to find the vertical component. The vertical component of this force. The vertical component of this force, what we do here is the VFB will then be 200 sine 60. That will give us sine 60 should be, I think we have done something like that before. Is that 660 times 200? All right, let me go through this. We have a sine 60, all right, times 200. We have the answer will be 173.2 Newton. That's for this. So thank you so much for coming this far. And like we said, or like I said before, if you have joined us for the first time, subscribe to our channel. If you have not subscribed and you're watching all this one, subscribe to our channel. That's the one of the ways you can encourage us to do more. And then remember to leave your comment. Remember the question I said that you should finish up. Then you need to finish up. Make sure you leave it as a comment. Then I will get through it. And then subscribe, share, let your friends know about us. And thank you for now. Bye.